Hi guys. Oh, I look like Matthew Santoro. What? I just shaved my head today. What is going on, you guys? So today I felt compelled. My nose is itchy. I felt compelled to talk about budgeting money, and I like talking about finance. Someone left a comment on my ASMR channel today that said that they would like some advice, some tips, some guidance on saving money, especially if you're spending, if you're a spender, which most people, I can't say for sure, because we all come from all walks of life and we're all influenced by different types of salespeople and different circumstances and such. But I'd say probably 60% of people are spenders, right? If they have money, if they don't have money, it's like very tempting. Okay, people have it, money is a means of spending. It's not meant to be kept necessarily unless you're an investor or you just really, I guess, wise with your money, whatever that means. So I guess I thought I'd give some advice and guidance today since I was asked to raise awareness on this subject in specific and things that have helped me budget and plan and save money. And so there's a rule of thumb here. You kind of have to have a vision and a goal. So if you don't have a vision and a goal of why you're keeping your money to begin with, whether it's having for retirement a specific amount or wanting to save for that new purchase, then this will not work. And this is probably not going to be the video for you unless you want to listen up and kind of buckle the belt here, so to speak, and make yourself a goal. Okay, even if it's just a number in your bank account, you need to have a goal. Okay, even if you're not going to spend it ever, if you want, most people do things out of impulse and emotion, especially when it comes to money. So a huge one is if you have no goals, no plans for your money, then I think an emotional heartstring tugger is, but what about your children? Are you going to save for their college fund? Are you going to save for their future if you pass away and they need something and they need your help? What are they going to remember you by? So that is maybe like you have a goal of $1 million by the time you're 60, right? So that's a good kind of like goal, right? Solid goal for most people. So I'm just making up a number. I don't know what the actual good like solid goal is, but there is a motive behind that, is like saving for this, saving that, even if you're not thinking of yourself, right? You would not ever know what to do with that money or how to spend it. So you have to have a goal. That's my point. Whatever it may be, you want to buy that new handbag, you go, girl, go get that $3,000 Louis Vuitton bag, whatever you want, okay? You have to have a goal, okay? How are you going to save your money? And then an emergency comes up and you ended up having that $3,000, thank God, and you don't spend it on the bag because you're not crazy to like spend it on that rather than the emergency at hand, right? So it's always good to save money and to invest and whatnot, but investing is tricky because when you sell, you have to pay taxes on it, so it's not for everyone. There's a reason people say the rich get richer, because like people who can afford to invest in the first place, but it starts small. You can still do it like $5, $10, $20 a day, whatever. The tricky thing is it's not for everyone though, okay? So I'm not going to go there and argue and tell you like what you should invest in. I'm not an advisor. This is the video for you for specifically budgeting and saving, especially if you're a spender. So I always like to say, if you are tempted to spend in that impulse, in that urgency, in that moment of time, imagine it like this. Here's the, let's say, $3,000 Louis Vuitton handbag purse. And here's the $3,000 in cash, or the number in your bank account, since everything is virtual nowadays, or worth of Bitcoin, or whatever, you want to conceive in your own creative mind. Look at the bag. Okay, imagine it, visualize it. You may even need to close your eyes and do this to really conceive of it in your hands. You're holding both of them in your hands. So would you rather have the bag or would you rather have the cash? most people would pick the cash. So with that in mind, like when you actually picture it, like, oh wow, I'm obsessing over a purse, OMG, when I can obsess over $3,000, which most people don't even have on the side, right? So I think that will help you with your impulse purchases, okay? So that's kind of a poor example because most people don't think about buying a $3,000 handbag, every single day. So let's just say that new $100 perfume. Imagine the perfume and imagine $100. Would you rather the $100 in cash or would you rather the perfume? Ben Franklin perfume. Ben Franklin smell good. I take the Franklin, right? Think there was a statistic that said that in this scenario, 95% of people would pick the cash. So I don't blame them, right? Like, do I really need this thing? No, I'd rather cash, right? So that's kind of something with if you're an impulsive buyer / spender. Now, also salespeople. I myself consider myself a salesperson because I advertise my services, my website. However, there's a difference. Like, let's say you're going to the mall, and there's someone like, you want this $400 face cream? Like, impulse, it's tempting. They do every trick in the book, pull every trick in their sleeve to try to convince you that you need this cream. Like, it is so essential for your life. Like, it is your oxygen. Like, I know it hurts. The best thing to do, unless you really intuitively feel this is the right thing for you, walk away. It's okay to walk away. All right? I know it feels like, oh my God, I'm the worst person on earth. I just ignored someone who probably needed that commission today. Walk away, especially if you always fall for it. Trust me. That's why I don't go to the malls. Like, I don't even think the malls exist nowadays, do they? But it's so tempting, especially when you have a kind heart. It's like, oh, you convinced me I need this useless scrap, but I don't. But you somehow convinced me, It is what it is. So just walk away, especially if you need the money, okay? If you have the money, honey, you know what? Go help someone out today, okay? You know what? In fact, I encourage you to spend it because it's not like you need it anyway. But if you're just looking to save, really, just walk away. It's not worth it. Trust me, that face cream's gonna clump and clot itself anyway. It's not worth much in itself. What, they make it for like $20 and they sell it for $200? Like, really? You're gonna fall for that trick? It's the oldest trick in the book. It could be that frying pan, that Foreman grill, right? It could be that cologne. It could be that new bed set you're looking for. I'm thinking of what's behind me. Those new clothes. Clothes are so, oh my God, so common. Retail. Whatever the case may be, sometimes you may need to walk away. Online shopping. Sometimes you'll find even better discounts online, and it's so convenient. It comes to your door, and you find better options, and you buy in bulk, and it comes to your door. So in bulk, things are cheaper. So think of buying ahead in the future. $60 of toilet paper and towel paper may be more expensive now, but in the long run, you end up saving like 50% plus, okay? So try to plan around that and prep around that as well. I prefer to do that. I'd rather buy in bulk in full, and then just like I save so much more in the long run, at least 20% doing that, okay? Also, what do you really need? There's a need versus want. So what is it you really need right now, your essentials? And what is it that you really just want? That maybe could wait because you can't afford it right now, right? So how I personally budget my money is, it's very challenging because I make different amounts month to month. I'm self-employed. So there's no guaranteed paycheck for me. Like, there's no guaranteed anything. Like, day by day is no guarantee for me, ever. So I kind of have to plan it around a monthly basis. So if I realize I earned less this month in particular, I'll say, you know what? I just buckle the strap, right? I just say, I'm going to do better. There's something I can change here. I can maybe market myself better, change something I'm doing wrong perhaps, or maybe I'm spending too much and I'm just not receiving. What was that? Oh my God. Oh, I thought that was a spider. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, it freaked me out. Oh, I don't know what that was. Sorry, guys. Oh, that was like a wake-up call for me. I swear the universe is like trying to speak to me sometimes. Like, Yeah, maybe this is something I need to know too. It's a curtain. It was a string from the curtain, literally. It was nothing. Yeah, so I was saying that basically the budget plan sort of needs to go on your realistic basis. I have to be realistic. I'm not gonna, spend if I see, oh, this month is on decline, especially in today's economy, in today's world. I have to purposely prepare and plan. Oh, there's that string. See that? Oh my gosh. Yeah, every time it's like I see it from the side of my eye. I don't want it to distract me. There we go. I pulled it out. So, basically, you have to create a form of discipline. And I'm used to it by now. I'm used to being a cheapo, okay? Like, I will buy the $2 body wash instead of the $5 body wash. Who gonna smell me anyway? No, but it smells better sometimes, honestly. And, there's things you can do, right, within your realistic range. I'm a saver. I stash like a squirrel stashing acorns in the ice age. I mean, that's just me, Most people, I guess, with my life would choose to spend and splurge and enjoy their earnings and whatever. I just would rather not. I like a more solid approach to it, especially thinking ahead for my older age. I want to be able to enjoy and luxuriate in my older age. So that's the reason I do what I do specifically. Again, I would have done this even before this world situation, but especially now during this world situation, I feel more and more, I don't want to say paranoid, but uncomfortable a little bit, not so at ease, because you just never know, especially with inflation. You just got to prepare. So invest in yourself. That's another thing. My major spending now is just more like online courses, conferences. I have another one coming up next month. And it's really not that expensive in the long term because, like, the last one I attended, I swear it's like things just started going better for me. It's so worth it. I can't explain. Reading books, listening to audios, invest in those. I don't know, CDs even exist nowadays. Like, but they still sell them, like CDs and audiobooks and whatever. So invest in yourself. I feel like that's like most of my spending now, like not counting groceries, like, as again, essentials, things you really need, like toilet paper. Like, I don't count that stuff. Like, really, like, how do I spend on myself in a, I guess, month-to-month basis? Most of it would probably go to self-investment, like things like clothes. I don't even really, just like once a year I'll buy like new clothes or I haven't even changed these in almost 2 years. I'm about time to go, I think, in like September and get a new pair because I probably will really have to by then. I like to stretch things out. So again, it's a lifestyle choice, and I feel like that will make things easier for your budget plan. Another thing is, like, let's say example, you're trying to save, random number, $2,000 a month, right? So, and let's say example, you're making, random number, $5,000 a month. So your bills have to then be $3,000 a month, right? So then to be able to save that $2,000 a month, right? Bills meaning like everything, all your expenditures, all your expenses, everything. So it's like you're paying yourself that, but it's different if you're self-employed because now you have to pay half of that pretty much will go to taxes. The other half you get to keep. So let's say you keep $1,000. If you work for someone else, great. You keep all that money. You may even get a refund at the end of the year. Perfect. So let's say you work for someone, just to keep it simple because most people do. That would mean you get to keep the $2,000. So what are you spending on that is not making you keep that much, which is unrealistic for most people. Most people can't save almost half their income, whatever. I just made something up off the top of my head. So are you spending too much on clothes, handbags, whatever? Maybe there's something you need to cut down. I notice on most people's homes that I went to, even like in YouTube videos, I'll see like people getting room tours and stuff. We have like 50 bottles of cologne and perfume and like hundreds of clothing pieces, and oh my God, like you look like people have like 50 of everything, especially in American lifestyle. You ever notice that? Like, it's so wild how much we spend as consumers and how much we're advertised to and how much we fall for. You don't even use that stuff. They literally are sitting there on the shelf collecting dust. There's a lot of things you can also sell if you'd prefer. There's a lot of things that you don't have to buy that you already have. You know, you can discipline yourself to use the same things. In most countries, people have only 1 or 2 shirts. Like, did you know that? I mean, genuinely. And I've been to another country. I know, like, they don't have that much. Imagine even another country that's even worse. Like, I mean, we have to think, like, as a collective, we don't really need that much. We just think we do because we're advertised to. So that's a lot of, like, you have to come to a kind of a conscious reality, and it's easier if you're like a minimalist, but it's a lifestyle. You have to decide actively daily how you're going to choose to live. Okay. So this may help you. So keep track of your budget. Okay. You don't have to physically write it down. Just look at the number. If the number is not going up month to month, something's wrong. I cut my cable bill. Why should I spend $100 a month when I didn't even watch TV? I like to call every 6 months, like the cheapo I am, my utility bills, and not like water and electric, obviously. Like, I'm talking like internet. What else is there? Phone, cell phone, things like that. And talk to them, you know. Just say, look, is there any discounts? Car insurance? Oh yeah, I do that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And like sometimes they'll say like, oh yeah, we noticed you called like 3 months ago, and well, you have like 15 different discounts, and you have the most probably of anyone, and you've double checked with us, and we see there's still nothing we can do. I ask anyway every few months because you never know, and that's how you can just save hundreds of dollars right there that you'll end up needing for like an emergency medical expense, or God forbid, you know, family member needs some loan. I had friends ask me for like, they need a car payment or some credit card bill they're going to be late. Hey, you know, it is what it is. I've helped even complete strangers. You know, you also got to give as well. There's a thing about giving that sort of does something with the mind, where when you give, you just receive. I don't understand how it works to this day, but every time I do it, it comes back like literally fivefold, and I can't explain it to this day, but it works. So as long as you believe and you give in that kindness to your heart, and not even just to expect to receive anything, just really truly out of kindness to your heart, it always comes back to you. I do believe it, even if it's a splurge spend. Hey, again, like I said, that salesman could have really needed that check, bring home to their wife and kids that day. So you never know anyone's situation. You can smell desperation and see it in someone's eyes, and you know what? If you have that extra cash, why not do it? I'm not saying like be a cheapo, be stingy. I certainly am not. I like to say I am, because that helps me, again, keep myself in check and discipline. So maybe, again, you can structure yourself out of this way. But if you say you're going to keep $2,000 a month, you know what? $2,000 a month it is, right? Keep track of it month after month. At the end of the pay cycle, so right before your pay stub, let's say you get paid on the 30th of every month, or the 31st, depending on the month. On the 29th or 30th, check. Did I save an extra $2,000 this month? If that number's not matching, something's wrong, right? Keep track. So also what can help you be less tempted to spend is not using credit cards. You can if you're disciplined, but also withdrawing that extra saved cash and putting it in another account. People don't even want to put the energy, time, and effort to withdraw that money and put it back. So it will just tell you, even better, people have like frozen credit cards in their freezer. Yes. Buy gold or silver, because it makes it like where you really have to put effort and time to like ship it back, sell it, go to a pawn, whatever. Or I don't recommend that, because you mostly need the money for emergency. If an emergency, you kind of need the money, unless you are able to pull out a loan like that and then pay it off later. Gold and silver, I wouldn't recommend, because sometimes you just need that money on hand, right? At least half of it, maybe buy in that, or just take it out as cash and put it in a safe, put it in an envelope, you know, just put it away. Don't freeze it because I think that would damage it. Don't dig it underground because someone could find it. Like, you don't have to go crazy, but just like put it away and forget about it and don't think about it, right? That's why I recommend easier online transaction, another account, or just invest it. Because when you invest it, you better not sell it because you got to pay tax on that, right? So, or just do multiple streams. Maybe if you have extra, invest in real estate or something. I recommend those things because it will tell you in your mind, like, oh, when you look at your, let's say, checking account, you're going to see, oh, I only have this much. And it tells your mind, like, save, right? It tells you automatically. I tell you to avoid using credit cards because you avoid accruing interest and more debt, because there's a way that people kind of forget about it. They're like, oh, I'll just do the minimum payment and I'll just leave it alone. And then oh my God, a $10,000 American Express bill. How am I gonna, you pass out of, you can get excited using a credit card. You buy and buy and buy because you think you have the credit limit and then you can't pay the bill later. Oh my God. Honestly, the best method for most people, save like $100 a month, every month for years. Before you know it, you'll have 10 grand aside. And in an emergency, it will be like, thank God you did that, right? Or put aside at least 10% of your check. I know, it's difficult. I know. But if you're a cheapie, you can save 20, 30, 40, 50%. You can do it. It's very possible. You just need to be consistent and you need to be determined and you need to set a vision and a goal and a focus. Write down what you want. Repeat it. Read it every day. That tells your mind, I'm going to do this, okay? I have to get serious. Look, people lost their jobs. People went unemployed. People had no emergency money on the side. I'm not going to be that person. I'm not going to live in my life in fear anymore, wondering where my next source of security is going to come from. You can prepare, even if it's just 50 a month, even if it's just 20 a month. There's little actions. You can crawl and scrape if you have to. There's little actions you can do every single day that I've ever mentioned before, like calling those utility bills. Not utility bills, what are they called? Entertainment bills, Netflix. Do we really need that? There's certain telephone companies that give you Netflix for free if you just buy from them, right? Use their services, I mean. Do you really need that video game subscription? I cut that too. I don't even have time for that anymore. Do you really need that new thing? Who are you trying to impress, honey? That's what I like to ask myself. Cars nowadays, especially with inflation, they've gone up. They've went up. Have you seen car prices? Pay off that car. Be determined. Focus. Get it done. Okay? We're even driving less nowadays more than ever. Less emissions. So insurance will go down. Ask for that as well because you drive less. They offer that. Shop around. Get quotes for as many things as possible. Pay down debt first, because when you have debt, you're kind of enslaved and trapped to it, and you're working daily for that, and you end up still not saving on the side. So that's a lesson I'm still learning myself, because I was perhaps more irresponsible in my slightly younger days, and I thought it would always come and it would always flow. And sometimes you need to have a mature sense of reality, like that you just need to grow up sometimes. And I had to tell myself that, and it hurts to hear, and that truly the rich realize that money does not grow on trees, that you have to kind of play it smart sometimes. And especially when you work all the time, it doesn't feel good to spend it all. It really doesn't. It makes you feel nauseous and it makes you feel sick. So I want you to realize this. I want you to get a sense of like how much damage you're doing to your life long term, because life goes fast. You're going to be 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 before you know it, and you'll have no money. And it's like, what can I do today to change my life? I think there was a statistic that said like $100 a month in a 10% yield account, like a stock market portfolio, for like 40 years and you're a millionaire, something like that. I don't remember the exact number, but just the incredible impact of that. Instead of going to Red Lobster twice a month, you could put that into that account and just the money will truly grow on trees. even though you got to pay a huge tax after that. But you know what? You got to think of this inflation, because even that million won't be worth as much. Like, millionaires will be starting to pop up everywhere. Like, do you notice that even celebrities are like, oh, I'm going to bet $1 million on it. Like, it's nothing to them nowadays. So you really got to start thinking, like, how am I going to secure myself financially for this new world that we're in, okay? And how am I going to secure my family's future? How am I going to make myself feel great? Because most people have a fear. Most people are uncomfortable speaking about money. I believe people should authentically be more comfortable speaking about finance, because it encourages you to be literate with your money and others to do the same, and you're helping and promoting this healthy behavior of how you can improve your life in the long run, because again, it's a ways and a means of bringing about a change in your life. There's something it does where things around you just change. You feel better, you feel different. People are reportedly happier when they have more money, instead of worrying and fearing all the time about where their next bread's going to come. So I think it, again, is just a lifestyle choice, and that's why I recommend even giving, because I don't believe in greed. I don't believe that we should hoard it all, because you can't bring it to the grave, right? In heaven, you can't take it with you. But don't you deserve to live the best lifestyle you possibly can, and encourage others and help others and guide them to live their best life as well? You know, we all want to live bad and bougie and have the nice lashes and hair and nails, but at what cost? When you're looking at your account and you're like, hey girl, can I borrow $400 for that car payment? I'll pay you back. And they never pay you back. Oh no, I've been there. They never pay you back. Even though you say, don't pay me back, you know. Anyway, so my point being is, I hope in the nicest way possible I'm encouraging, but at the same time, kind of guiding you to the right direction for you. I don't have all the answers. I'm still working on it, like I said, to this day. But this is just my tricks and my techniques and what's on my mind to help me. And at the end of the day, when you make more money, you don't even have to think about these things, right? So what can you do? You can write a book. You can sell ebooks. You can advertise, affiliate marketing, Instagram. You can get creative, do all sorts of out there things. A lot of people are making side income, make multiple streams of income, right? Then you don't even got to think about like calling the companies to do this or cut this or do that. I just do it anyway, because it's just like a choice. Like, why? I mean, it does add up. It does accrue, honestly. You got to think of multiple expenses as multiple streams of income as well. Why would you earn from your multiple streams of income to spend on something you don't even use, like an unused gaming subscription or Netflix account? So just some things to consider. And I hope this helped you guys as much as possible. That's all I can think of in this moment in time. This is pretty much unscripted. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and tap the bell. Hit all notifications if you enjoyed. Just check out new videos from me every single day on here. And I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. Hope you enjoyed.